Not somebody who's in trouble.
Alright, so why did you say, because it wasn't on camera, that if I don't stop and talk to you, you're going to put my face on the ground?
No.
Is that legal? Is that lawful? Search me under what grounds?
Hang on a second.
Please don't touch me, that's assault.
My oath of
Yes,
office.
because you've stopped me and I haven't committed a crime. Listen, it's not that I don't like the police, it's that I know that I don't have to speak to you if I don't want to. You said to me your exact words, yes or no, that if I don't stop to speak to you, we can do it two ways. You can throw me on the floor and put me on my face.
I might want to search you.
Did you not say you can throw me on the floor and put me on my face?
Yeah,
face.
Park Lorenzo, do you know him?
Yeah, I know him.
Okay. Did anything happen in the park?
No, I was talking to him and he just said, I'm going to run on the motorway.
That's what he's called the police about. So
Oh,
I
he phoned
wondered.
the police?
Yes, I'm speaking to you, somebody that might be able to help us out, not somebody. Listen, not somebody who's in trouble.
Alright, so why did you say, because it wasn't on camera, that if I don't stop and talk to you, you're going to put my face on the ground?
No.
Is that legal? Is that lawful? Search me under what grounds?
Hang on a second.
Please don't touch me, that's assault.
Okay, listen to me. Just search the guy around the corner on suspicion of being involved in the possession of drugs.
That's his problem.
Listen to me. If you're going to ask me a question, then you need to expect that someone's going to give you an answer.
Okay.
If you've asked me a question, I'm going to try and give you an answer, and you're going to continually talk over me,
yeah,
then I won't give you an answer.
No problem.
Because that's a respect issue, isn't it? Is that a fair point?
Yeah, that's a fair point. Right.
Okay, so the guy we've just searched, because you saw us doing it by the white van, came out of the park and we thought he may have been involved in drug dealing.
Okay.
Now, it wouldn't be unreasonable to think that because you guys were sitting
put this in the bin.
Because you guys were sitting on the bench, that you had...
How do you know I was sitting on the bench?
Because I walked in and saw you.
Okay.
All right, so it might not be unreasonable to think that maybe you've been involved in drug dealing.
Oh, so sitting on the park bench and enjoying the park.
So I'm not saying
dealing, yeah?
you've been involved in. You're not listening to me. I said it's not unreasonable to think you may have been. So if I then go to talk to you in the street and you walk away from me and say, no, you're not going to stop, I might consider that's a threat to my well-being. But we've moved on from that now.
All right, no, wait, can I say something now?
You can.
Me walking away and not speaking to you, walking away, the different direction to you is a threat to you if you can just turn around and walk back the other way.
What happened? I said, can I speak to you? You said no.
I said, no, you can't speak to me because I don't want to speak to you.
So straight away I'm thinking you're involved in crime.
Do I not have the right not to speak to people I don't know? I do.
No.
Now, are you working in accordance to the oath that you took to become a police officer?
I am.
What was the oath?
It was an oath that I would act honestly in the office of constable. So far I'm doing that. We could debate that point.
That wasn't the oath.
What was the oath then? Are we going to argue, really seriously, we're going to argue this point all day, what my oath is? My oath of office?
Yes, because you've stopped me and I haven't committed a crime.
Okay, and then I've gone on to ask you about Lorenzo.
Okay, yeah.
Which is why we've come down here.
All right.
So actually, I'm hoping that if you've seen him in the park, you might be able to tell us what happened.
Yeah, there he is there, he'll tell you himself.
Okay, so I'm just trying to work out if the guy needs some help.
I don't know what's wrong.
If you've had a bad experience with the police before, then I can only apologise for that. But I've never met you. So actually, we could get off on the right foot and you could walk away and say, do you know what? Don't like the police, but he was all right, actually.
Listen, it's not that I don't like the police, it's that I know that I don't have to speak to you if I don't want to. You said to me your exact words, yes or no, that if I don't stop to speak to you, we can do it two ways. You can throw me on the floor and put me on my face.
I might want to search you.
Did you not say you can throw me on the floor and put me on my face?
Yeah, because I might want to search you.
You said that before. Was I aggressive?
No, but what you've said is you're not going to stop and talk to me.
Okay, so if I don't want to stop and talk to you, you're going to throw me on my face.
So what if I think you've been involved in drug dealing?
So if I want to speak to you and you don't want to speak to me, you're not going to search me. That's the first thing. I'm not consenting to any search.
Because if you don't, and I think you've been involved in something, I can do it by force.
Because you said that you're here for Lorenzo, and then you switched it up to drugs.
Right.
Yeah.
We're confusing.
I don't know which one you're stopping me for.
No, we're confusing two things here. One, quite nicely and politely, I've asked if I can stop a speech, and you've said no.
I said no, yeah. You've asked me a question, and I've answered the question.
The problem is, my friend, is you're too fond of your own voice and not fond of listening to answers. And that's the thing. And I'm trying to answer all your questions, and you don't like what you're hearing.
No, you asked me if I can stop and talk to you, and I've told you no. I don't want to stop and talk to you.
But you're doing it now.
I don't want to. You said you're going to throw me on my face. That's a criminal offence.
Because I don't know.
You're going to throw me on my face because I don't want to talk to you.
What if I think you've been involved in drug
dealing? So if I asked you to talk to you and you say no. So if I asked you to talk to you and you say no and I throw you on your face.
If I think I've got
I'm feeling alarmed and depressed now. Police can stand away
from me. Then make a complaint to the police. Once you've dealt with me here.
How can I complain to the police about the police?
I'll give you my details.
It don't make sense. How can you complain about the police to the police? It don't work.
Right, let me give you some options. If you want to complain about why you've been stopped, I'll give you my details and you can make that complaint. That's entirely up to you. What I'm trying to explain to you is if you want to say that you're not speaking to the police and you walk away and they suspect without having talked to you, you might have been involved in crime. I'm not saying you have. It's not what I'm saying to you. You might have been. They might have reason to fear for their well-being, actually, because you may have a weapon on you. You might have been involved in drug dealing. You might not want to be stopped by the police.
So I'm automatically involved in drug dealing because I don't want to speak to you.
But you're not
I'm automatically doing something wrong because I don't want to speak to you.
I wish people would
Your
listen.
colleague is talking to you.
I wish. Hey,
Yeah, he'll be fine. I'm not going to touch him. He'll be fine.
I wish people would listen. I said you might. I'm not saying you have. I'm not accusing you of anything. I said you might, but you're not listening. You're automatically thinking the police are down on you. I said you might.
Okay, you said...
If I got stopped in the street and a policeman came up to you and said, can I have a word with you? I wouldn't say no and walk away.
Yeah, but you have the right to. You don't have to speak to anyone who stops you.
Why would I want to do that?
Because I don't want to talk to you.
Okay, all right. Listen, I've got better things to be doing, spend every time talking to you. I'm worried about that guy and if he's okay.
So why are you stopping me then? Go speak to him if you're worried about him.
I'm wondering if you've been with him in the park and you've seen him.
Okay, but that's not what you said to me.
Get
your first words to me was you're going to throw me on my face.
Do you want to stop talking to me now?
Yeah, I want to leave if that's
cool,
all right.
Off you go.
Cool. Next time you tell me you're going to throw me on my face for no reason, it's a criminal. If I stop you to, if I stop to you to speak to you,
I've given you the reasons.
If I stop to you to talk to you and you don't want to talk to me, do I have then the right to throw you on your face and citizens arrest you?
I've got the Office of Constable. I can use force to stop and search if I've got reasonable grounds to suspect you've been involved in... No, I do. If I've got reasonable grounds to suspect you've been involved in an offence and you refuse to stop...
What's your reasonable ground?
Because
it doesn't make sense. You said you got reasonable grounds when you don't.
I've just spent 10 minutes trying to explain that to you.
No, because it doesn't make sense, because you just threatened to throw me on the floor on my face.
I've just come from a stop and search.
I don't care where you've come from. You just told me you're going to throw me on the floor on my face for no reason.
Do you either want to...
Did you say that, yes or no?
Do you either want to listen to the grounds or don't you?
Did you just tell me you're going to throw me on the floor on my face if I don't stop? So you forced me to stop and speak to you. Now look, your little minions have come. Look.
I don't put my hands on you. But you're not listening to what's being said to you. You're not listening to... And I'm trying to explain to you. You've asked me a question.
Did you just say you haven't said you're going to put my hands on you? You just said to me, I will throw you on the floor on your face.
You've asked me a question and I'm trying to give you an answer, but you don't like the answer because I'm being reasonable about it and you're not listening to what's being said to you.
I'm listening, but you just told me you're going to throw me on my face.
If you don't want to talk to me anymore, now I've spoken to you about what I need to, then you can leave. But if you're not happy with the way you've been stopped and searched the street, take my details, you phone up and complain. Yeah, I'll write it down for you.
No, I'd just like to see your warrant card, please. Your plainclothes fed.
Cool. Okay?
You got a problem? Why are you jumping out the car for?
Everything's alright.
Everything's fine.
Okay.
You can jump back in now.
Alright, okay.
See you later.
Well, you were the one that wanted to leave.
Yeah, I wanted to leave. You stopped me now. Now I want to require some things from you. Are you working in accordance to the oath that you took to become a police officer? Yes or no?
I've done all this.
Right.
Are you working in accordance? What do you mean? You're a public servant. You must answer my question.
We're here to deal with
You are a public servant. They're not. You're a public servant.
They're here to do another call.
You are public. So why are they jumping out and looking at me then?
Because
if they're here to deal with him, why are they looking at me?
Because they want to make sure I'm okay because I'm on my own.
You're a public servant. Are you working in accordance to the oath you took to become a police officer? Yes.
We all are.
You all are. What is the oath?
The oath of allegiance.
What is it?
Uphold the law. Be
Uphold
nice
the law
to people. Be polite. Do our job. Make sure everyone's safe. That's the oath. No, and you're saying you don't want to talk to me anymore, so you can go. But you want to spend more time standing here being confrontational.
He stopped me and said, "Can I have a word?" I said, "No."
And you walked away.
I would not like to have a word with you. His exact words, correct me if I'm wrong, was, "We can do this two ways. You can stop and have a word. I can throw you on the floor and put you in your face."
That's what I said.
So you're going to put me on my face for what reason? Because I don't want to have a word with you.
But I've tried to.
I'm a human being. I'm a sovereign of the land. If I don't want to speak to another human being, that's... But if I don't want to speak to you, you forced me to speak to you now. You've held me here under force.
If we stand here and let you rabbit on at us all afternoon, eventually, do you know what's going to do? You're going to get bored and you'll go away.
Yeah, but because what you just done was unlawful.
Then make a complaint.
Yeah, make a complaint.
That's what I've just said to you.
Though.
Well, then walk away. Because I've just given you the reasons why I've stopped to speak to you, and you don't like them.
No, because they're not lawful.
And now
they're not lawful.
Then make a complaint. But you don't want to do that. And now you don't want to leave because you wanted to leave.
And you haven't given me your reason. So your reason was because Lorenzo phoned the feds.
No,
you want to stop me.
You're not. The problem is, do you know why there's confusion here? You're not listening to what's being said to you. And I've just spent 10 minutes trying to explain to you why I've asked to speak to you in the first place and why you got the reaction you did from me because of what you said, and you don't like it. I can keep explaining.
Because it doesn't make sense. Because I don't want to speak to you, you're going to throw me on my face.
But if you're not happy,
that's a criminal offence.
Then make a complaint.
I will make a complaint.
Right, so you've got my details because you've taken a photograph of my warrant card.
Yeah.
And just make the complaint, and if you want to leave, you can.
That was unlawful.
Because we just
stop doing unlawful things and then telling people make a complaint. Just don't do unlawful things.
But you're not happy.
That's what it is. Don't do unlawful things, and no one has to complain. Follow the laws, follow your powers, don't abuse
You're
them.
too fond of your own voice.
I'm too fond of my own
And that's
voice.
the
You keep
problem.
saying
You
this.
don't
You're
have
a
any
clown.
tolerance
You're
to-
a clown. You called your friends in the uniforms to come and
They've already
intimidate me.
accepted the call.
I feel
Somewhere else.
intimidated.
But
I
then
feel
walk away.
intimidated. Yeah, I walk away. But before, when I wanted to walk away, you would have got to put me on our
No, but
face.
10
But now,
minutes ago I said we
now it's
finished.
fine.
I said we
All right,
finished.
cool.